breaking news update coming in with regards to details of the FIR that Times Now has now accessed in the Bengaluru pillar collapse case. 8 of the accused have now been named in the FIR. Let me go across to Neha joining us with more details. Those named in the FIR, Neha, so far are from the NCC, the contractor company. Several of those employees of the company, also 2 employees of the BMRCL as well. If you could just take us through the details, please.
Well, that's right. In fact, this is a big Times Now impact. It was since yesterday that, we were constantly at the site reporting, raising questions, the right questions against the authorities, asking why no action had been taken. And even after the registration of the FIR this morning, we did ask the CM as well as to why no officials have been named. And now, in fact, just minutes after those questions were raised, we're seeing that, the FIR has now listed out the officials who were, in fact, responsible for this incident. Like you rightly mentioned, of course, we're seeing that there are the names of the members of that contractor company. And apart from that, also, we're seeing the names of, in fact, the deputy chief engineers of the BMRCL and even the executive engineers of the BMRCL. This, comes, of course, after several questions were raised both to the Home Minister and the Chief Minister about why these people are being let off so easily, even after the death of 2 people. And this is important now, of course, because the fact still remains that even as those 2 people lost their lives, the fact is that the government, in fact, until this morning, at least, it seemed like, were not very serious about taking action. Of course, now the question really arises about, one, issuing show cause notices and possibly suspending them if they're found guilty. But the bigger question about when incidents like these are going to stop, is just taking action enough, is what, the citizens also of Bengaluru have been questioning.
Absolutely. Why no arrests have been made so far? It's been hours altogether. Up until now, in fact, the FIR did not even mention any of the names. So now these 8 names have been added. Neha joining us with all those details. And if I quickly take our viewers through these names, this is the NCC, the construction company, Nagarjun Construction Company. Apart from that, the JE of NCC, the director of NCC, Chaitanya, all of those names have now been added to the FIR. The SPM of NCC, PM of NCC, supervisor as well. And apart from this, like Neha was pointing out, the deputy chief engineer of the BMRCL and the executive engineer of the BMRCL, all of those names have now been added to the FIR. Finally, names of officials come up in the case, because up until now it was just their designations that were named in the FIR. If we talk about the kind of details that are coming to light, remember, here's what is being said with regards to the construction company and the BMRCL negligence, that there were several warnings, red flags that were already pointing towards the direction of how this may happen in times to come. Neha, that's what was said by several, the witnesses, several who'd already spoken of how this was a disaster in the making, just waiting to happen. Now these 8 names have been added to the FIR. Up until now, there were no names mentioned. So finally, action may take place in hours to come.
Yes, that's right. In fact, after having grilled the authorities continuously, in fact, this was, of course, a team effort. We saw all our colleagues who were at the spot, who were raising questions, in fact, even grilling the BMRCL authorities about why a disaster that was pending to happen wasn't averted earlier before the death of 2 innocent people. After this, in fact, it was when we questioned the Chief Minister and the police officials also about this, that we're now seeing 8 names being added to the FIR of those people from the construction company as well as from the BMRCL. Of course, we'll really have to wait and see as to, what the follow-up action on this FIR is, and whether these officials, who've been named now are formally arrested. And if so, then in that case, what other action is going to be taken against them? Are they going to be suspended? Is it going to be a temporary suspension? And we'll really, of course, have to wait and see. Even as the family is grieving today the loss of these 2 loved ones, we are, of course, going to fight to get justice for them.
Thank you for that, Neha. We'll keep coming back to you. We also have a reaction coming in from the Karnataka Home Minister. Listen in. All right, we'll play out that reaction in just a bit. The Karnataka Home Minister also now has reacted to the ongoing investigations. Remember, the Chief Minister has assured all possible help to the investigators, has said action will be taken against those responsible in the case. Imran also joining us live with more details. Imran, finally 8 names have been added in the FIR that was filed in this case, names several officials of the NCC, the contractor company, apart from the BMRC officials as well.
Well, only this is the first step is there. The names have been written and FIR, after much pressure from the media, that they have finally given out the names whom they feel are responsible for it. But what is action going to be followed up? Whether there are going to be any criminal case against them, we have to wait and see what are the charges also levied against them, whether it's serious charges or if they can easily get scot-free over that. Many times you've seen that this name FIR is registered, but no proper investigation follows up, and after that, the main accused, like in the case of Nagarjuna Constructions, are let off. If earlier too, as my colleague Deepak had reported, that this is not the first time. Earlier 2 people had reported of the pillars and how it had, it's causing serious issue to the commuters there and the general public. But no action was taken that time too. So whether again the contract was given, continued with Nagarjuna Constructions Company, it is the second time which is happening that 2 people have lost their lives. If that is a serious case, it raises a doubt about now why the contract is being continued with the Nagarjuna Constructions, why no serious action is being taken against the company. Now one of the official has been named from the Nagarjuna Constructions and others, and including the executive engineer of BMRCL. Now we have to wait and see what follows up. Is that the family is demanding justice over this issue. They claim that it's a negligence on the part of the BMRCL which led to the death of 2 of the family members now. Now that is important, the family demanding a justice, a proper thorough investigation, and we have to wait and see whether the investigation agencies follows up completely to its logical end or just to satisfy because the media is reporting on it that they have named these people. Whether they will be punished, we have to wait and see for that.